who will be the biggest dark horses in the league? And I need to be perfectly clear before you come out here with a team that's like the Bears. They're not allowed in this conversation.
How are the Bears not allowed in this dark horse conversation?
I'm talking about we're looking for a team that nobody, and I mean nobody, has any belief or thought they will be competent, competitive, and capable at all. It's a great alliteration by me. No one, that was off the dome too.
I'm happy for you.
I'm looking for teams that no one has any belief in. And the two that I thought of as easy examples from last year. Denver Broncos. Everybody, every single offseason step that we got to, free agency, the draft, training camp, even the first couple weeks of the season.
Yeah.
This team sucks. Bo Nix is a piece of garbage. Sean Payton, what is he doing?
They're
He's going to get
each other
fired.
on the sidelines, all that.
Yeah,
yeah.
They can't. We even talked about it. Like, they can't get this is already, it's done. It's done. He's going to get, and they got to the playoffs. And they're still being doubted, by the way, because I was looking around to kind of see what some of these rankings, preseason power rankings were. Yahoo Sports had them at 28th, which is nuts to me. The Broncos at 28th.
From last year?
No.
Or this year?
This year. Going into this year, they had the Broncos at 28th after the offseason they had, after the great end of the season.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I forget which writer it was, but it wasn't one of their big name writers, but I was like, are we really going to do this again? Are we going to do this again? I know that some people think that Bo Nix's decision-making and the way that he played was kind of masked and aided by a couple of good bounces.
The number one defense for 5 straight weeks last year.
What are we doing?
Who put that list together?
The other example is the Washington Commanders. Nobody thought that the Washington Commanders, with that dilapidated old man roster,
I'll give you this one,
was going to do anything. Both of those teams. Those are the teams that I'm talking about. We can't use the Chicago Bears. Was that one of your teams?
Yeah, the Chicago Bears are definitely
they're not a dark horse,
but they're in a absolute gauntlet of a division.
Okay,
and that I don't think people are projecting them to be a playoff team this year.
but we've how many segments have we done where we've talked about Caleb Williams having a big year, Ben Johnson being a big part of their success?
Starting to get swayed a little, Joe. I'm starting to get swayed a little. You know why? Because Caleb Williams has been mums this offseason.
But here's my whole thing. It's too easy to make the case. If it takes a couple of sentences to be like, hey, this team will be a dark horse, we're done. Did that hurt? This sharp ass table. They're done. I'm gonna
Did you just over there? Are you breaking your witch fingers? Your spindly witch fingers on the hardwood?
I'm gonna give you. Here's a better my first example. I looked at teams and I was looking for teams that had the oldest rosters in the NFL. And I was trying to find this cross section of teams that were bad last year that also have some young pieces that can provide excitement. So the first team that I thought of, the 22nd youngest team in the NFL, average age of 26 years old, the Carolina Panthers, I think truly fits the description of a dark horse. Let me elaborate.
Okay.
We saw Bryce Young start to get better towards the end of last year.
Agreed.
Okay, he's still not fully there yet, but Canales, him, that relationship, there just feels like there's a lot more confidence behind him. Xavier Legette, starting to show some flashes. You add another big body guy who we're waiting to see what happens in Tet McMillan. Okay. You have an underrated offensive line, Ikem Ekwonu, who doesn't get enough hype. He's a very good, reliable O-lineman. Robert Hunt's a really good guard that they have. And on top of this, their defense quietly got a lot better over the offseason. I'm a very big Derek Brown fan, and I really loved how aggressive they were about double dipping at edge when they did not have a good edge unit. They drafted Nick Scourton, and then shortly after, they drafted Princely Mamielon. I think that their secondary and their linebacker unit is pretty solid, especially their secondary, and J.C. Horn is fantastic. I think with the age that they have at depth spots, less in key important starter roles, and all these young guys finally hitting their stride in year 2, year 3, is where they take the NFC South and they win it in a division that is always up for grabs.
It's messy. The strongest beam that you have supporting this house of cards that you've built for the Carolina Panthers is Bryce Young's late season development last year, where he did take massive strides compared to the first 5 weeks or 6 weeks, whatever he ran before he got benched. That was tangible. I saw it. I witnessed a change in confidence. I witnessed a change in decision making in the pocket, how quickly he got the ball out, and comfortability. And if you have a 1-1 quarterback at one point that shows me a string of weeks where it looks like it's come together, I'll buy in. This is a tough sell, Joe. I think that the Panthers could be on the rise, but I don't believe in the defense. I don't believe in Tet McMillan. I think that he is distracted and focused on his YouTube channel, which is not rookie. That's not rookie stuff to me. Rookie stuff is, let me break in, get 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, then I start my YouTube channel. Then I'm Tyreek Hill, and then I can hire filmers to have you do backflips in Miami all offseason, and we're doing that. Leggett was decent last year. I expected more from him.
You're just going to say some slanderous thing because he was taking those pictures with Glorilla, and you love Glorilla, and
he was in the video. I'm a Xavier Leggett fan. Like, he's big, strong, fast, has the hands. He needs to take a huge step forward. It's a tough sell for the Panthers, and I'm not going to totally knock it because I like their quarterback, but that's a real tough sell. My first, if I can't use the Chicago Bears, then I'll go with the New England Patriots, or a dark horse team for me.
Allow this one.
Thanks for allowing it.
Sorry. I like this one, and I didn't want to take this one because I was hoping that you would bring it up.
It's a team on the rise. I really enjoy what they did with the offensive line this year, which is shocking. And all of you Patriots homers that have cried your eyes out about the offensive line for years and how bad it is and all this, you got a good one this year. Will Campbell's a dude. He's going to be solid from day one. Cole Strange, move him to guard. Just play guard, Cole Strange. He can do that. Garrett Bradbury at center, he's strong. Morgan Moses at right tackle, yeah, he's going to roll around on the field a little bit in the game, look real hurt, but he's still a solid vet. Drake May, year 2, impact season in a weaker division is so important for him. He can roll over the Jets twice. The Jets are going to be tougher, and I'm not going to disrespect the Jets after we gave them some credit last week. But they can beat them twice. They can beat the Dolphins twice. They can push Buffalo this year. Last year, years past, you just knew Buffalo was going to get over on them and just crush. But this Patriots team, they've got big pieces on the defense also. Christian Gonzalez is like one of the most unheralded corners in the league. All he does is lock down and make tackles. He's fantastic. And now their new leader, Mike Vrabel, is going to take all of these hardo defensive classic New England Patriots pieces and turn them into a living, breathing, dominant, suffocating machine. And I really think that they're going to cause a lot of headaches. And they could sneak in. They could sneak in if there are teams out west in the AFC that underperform. Chargers, definitely.
Well, so this Patriots team kind of gives me vibes of the Chargers last year. And it kind of makes me think of like Vrabel's very similar to Dan Quinn in a way, where he's going to rally the troops no matter what bodies he has. I think that this defense has some players. You mentioned Gonzalez, and
they brought in Harold Landry. That's a Vrabel guy. Give him Vrabel guys.
And they brought in Spillane as well. I don't know if any of those guys are going to play at a premier level, but you just need your defense to play cohesively. If there is a defense that randomly plays way better than they're supposed to, and it probably is only capable of doing it for one season until they need to really be aggressive in free agency and the draft of really shaping that thing out. But that unit, I think, led by the football guy of all football guys in Mike Vrabel, to get the troops aligned and focused and just downhill to steal games and all that good stuff. Vrabel's the type of coach to get that out of this roster. The biggest contingency, though, that does scare me, the receiver room and the O-line. Man, I think that Will Campbell's going to boost everything. I think that you're going to get good production, better production out of Kyle Williams can be better. I'm holding out hope for Jalen Polk. Like I think that everybody always bails on these rookie receivers for no reason. It's so unfair to these guys. It's such a nuanced, complicated position to be so good and productive the minute that you step in the NFL. But if that stuff flounders and is like only marginally better from last year, they're just going to be like a team that's hovering around 500, that's just winning a lot of low scoring games and then dropping games by like 3.
That's what the Titans did when they were making their big runs to the 1 seed in the AFC. They were winning gritty ass games that came down to the fourth quarter, and it was just about running the rock with Derrick Henry. They do not. Ramondre Stevenson is not Derrick Henry, but they might have Cooper Kupp 2.0 on this team. And Efton Chisholm III. Come on, give me a little bit, dude. Give me a little Efton.
If Efton Chisholm ends up being good, I'm gonna be so.
There were good reports.
Happy.
Good reports from his minicamp. People are saying, yeah, this guy looks good.
I mean, we've been trying to tell you guys about Efton Chisholm. I got to go with my other team, a team that we've talked highly of this offseason, another team that's in the AFC East. The New York Jets, to me, have dark horse, but boom or bust potential. They're either going to be this 10-7 team that makes the playoffs and kind of, really disproves everyone's expectations. Maybe they lose their playoff game, or they're going to be a 3-win football team and they'll be picking really early and they'll be drafting their next quarterback. I look at this defense as my main focus. Aaron Glenn, awesome defensive coordinator, another just like guy's guy, football mind, just a total dude who knows how to get everybody locked and loaded. I love seeing clips of him on the Lions sideline. I think everyone, hypes up Dan Campbell. I think that Aaron Glenn deserves a little bit more love for how much of a brilliant just rallier of men that he is.
Yeah.
And I think that this secondary has such tremendous talent on it, like the one that he worked with the Lions, former DB with the Jets. He's going to unlock Sauce, Andre Sisco, Tony Adams, Michael Carter II. I think that they're going to be, and Azariah Thomas too, who they drafted. I was a huge freaking fan of, the Florida State corner. There is so much to pull from that group, not to mention this damn D-line. We forget that Will McDonald was one of the top sack getters last year, and Quinn Williams is one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, and Jermaine Johnson's a former first-rounder who doesn't need to be the most productive, but just needs to go out there and kick some ass. If we can get this O-line to pave freaking lanes for what could be the best and most unique rushing attack in the NFL, and if they just, we've said this 100 times over, just let Justin Fields be an athlete.
Commit to it. Commit.
They should do what before Lamar Jackson really became the passer that he is now. He's a fantastic passer. Like year 2, year 3, when he was really gashing teams, when he was on those MVP runs, he was running the ball a lot. Yeah. That's what we need. And I think that if they can tap into that, it's not going to win the MVP. This offense could surprise some people. And again, get to 10-7.
These coaches are such cowards, though, whenever there's a possibility of the read option coming back and that getting solved, or they think that they're always handcuffed and they couldn't just turn to regular style offense. But if you actually polished up a real deal read option, run intense game plan with this New York Jets team that had options to Garrett Wilson on the outside a couple times a drive, you're looking at something dynamic, different, and that could actually throw a wrench into other teams' game plans, and eventually you can get back to the boring stuff. But committing to that initially is so important for the Jets. That's the only way, right? Are we looking at any other ways that the Jets really do it?
Bro, right. And I got 2 added points really quickly. One, I would run all the concepts that Andy Kotelnicki was running with Jalen Daniels at Kansas. I'd be running shit. I'd be like what you just said with Garrett Wilson. I'd be running read option. It's turning basically a triple option with an RPO where you're reading what's in front of you, and then as you're starting to, Justin Fields is running the ball to the outside off tackle. If he sees Garrett Wilson open, he's got that option there too. The other thing, do you know who's currently listed as their third quarterback? I can't believe that you haven't latched onto this.
Third quarterback. Oh, is it Jordan Travis still? No, he retired forever, right?
No.
Oh,
come on! You're such a fake fan. You're such a fake fan of this man.
Who's their third quarterback?
It wouldn't dare be. You throat this man any chance that you get and use him as a false flag for your bad takes. And you're telling me right now you don't even know what team he's on?
They didn't sign the Messiah, did he?
He's on the team.
Oh, well, hey, you know what? Justin Fields, good luck. Because you hold that job as well as you can, because that boy's coming. And that's
talking about Adrian Martinez.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't even know. turn off notifications for Adrian Martinez. I was getting too many daily.
Oh, he was posting too much?
No, they were just people, the keyword notifications for it.
Why did you have that?
I just had it. I had to stay privy.
Moron.
That's when I was in my studying phase. Happy for that guy. Oh, yeah. Jets are going to be good. Holy shit.
All right, who's your last team?
Oh, my last team. God. You know what? Screw you. I'm going with the Bears. And I'm going with the Bears.
Boo!
I'm going with the Bears.
I'm just not going to respond to this one. Go ahead.
Because the Bears are the projected fourth. They're projected to come in last in the NFC North. No. You would take the Packers, Vikings, and Detroit over them. And this dark horse Bears team could pass the Vikings this year. They could get in as the third from the NFC North. They got to get past one team to get in. That's how we work it. That comes from an improved team. Caleb Williams having a year under his belt compared to, I'm not going to be insultive here, but a guy that has not played in the league yet in J.J. McCarthy. Not it wasn't a real word, by the way. If we're doing a quick fact check.
Insult.
Yeah.
Could have just used that.
He's got a leg up in experience, while the Vikings have a better team than the Bears do. Overall, the Bears have a guy that can do it, that can produce magic, that can compete. I genuinely think the Bears could go to the wire in every game with the Packers this year. They could be in it in the fourth quarter, dueling. And right now, I'd rather have Caleb Williams dueling against Jordan Love than J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. I just would rather have that option going. They got a hard-ass schedule. They're going to be really frustrating at times, but I'm predicting a massive step up for this team that has been brutal to watch. They've been awful and brutal and slow and disjointed, but Ben Johnson has done a great job of instilling confidence in even the biggest skeptics of myself.
I will only allow this with this singular stipulation. A lot of people are projecting that they are a playoff team this year. A lot of people. As like the team that didn't, as one of the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that gets in the playoffs. So that, you're recycling a take. I will allow for you to claim them as a dark horse if you're willing to commit to them to winning the NFC North.
No, I would never do that.
All right.
I would never say that they would win the NFC North over the Lions. It's almost a trick question.
Mistake. It's not a trick question.
Because they're not going to have a better record
but that
than the
would
Lions.
But that dark horse is outperforming, like greatly outperforming expectations, like surprising everybody. That would be a surprise to me. I see Bears getting to the playoffs, another like 10-17. If they won the NFC North and they went like 12-5, that to me I would declare as a dark horse season. We're kind of liberal with the
if I were to choose say I went with the Cowboys this year because they were wretched last year, would that mean I have to say that they came in first in the NFC East?
Yeah, because I wouldn't even allow for the Cowboys because like.
But I don't think they're making the playoffs this year. I wouldn't say I'm not penciling in the Bears for the playoffs this year, but dark horse, they could do it. They got a gauntlet.
The problem with the Cowboys is that there's only been a couple of times in our lifetime where their team has been so bad that they were just out of the mix at the start of the season.
Dude,
they're always in the mix.
No, we've watched a lot of Cooper Rush and Ben DiNucci and bad Cowboys teams.
But that wasn't stuff that
all many seasons.
That wasn't anything that was coming into the year though. That was season kind of started slow and then Romo got hurt, Dak got hurt, someone got hurt that created those situations where we were watching because the reason why that would happen is they have awful backup quarterback situations, yada, 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 all that crap. Like that's what led to that. It wasn't coming into the year that, oh man, this is a bottom tier roster. And then out of nowhere, they boom.
I thought they were bad last year anyways. I mean, they had an awful draft last year. I mean, shoot, you want to get a real dark horse with it, we can go with the Giants. They're a team full of great backup quarterbacks, so that's all you need apparently.
Well, here's the thing. I actually was kind of grappling with this. They got
a good defense. They got a really good defense this year.
They have. Damn it!
Problem is, they're going to get stomped. They're just going to get rolled over. The Giants would be so much fun to pitch as a dark horse if they didn't have Philly and Washington in division, which is an auto 4 losses for them. Like they're not coming close to Philly, and they're not even touching Washington. Like all those games could be like 37-7.
So here's what's like really shocking. Last year they had one of the youngest rosters in the NFL. They have the 27th youngest roster in the league. The teams that are in striking distance of them, the Texans, the 49ers, the Falcons, the Steelers, and then the Commanders have the oldest roster in the NFL. So it's really not like if we could make the case for the Giants that if they suddenly, and I would define them truly as a dark horse because I think everyone thinks
It'd be a miracle.
Yeah, like this is going to fall apart before it even gets started. There's a chance that defense is so good and Abdul Carter ends up being so good that they're just like nut crunching their way through every single game.
It's
and
a
they're
gross
winning.
description, but gotcha.
It's going to be gross. It's going to be real
What
gross.
if the kid's the truth? What if that kid's the truth?
Who?
Dart. What if he ends up being the truth?
It,
that would be dark horse. That would classify.
I don't think anyone's ever done this before. I will renounce my fandom. If he ends up being like the truth, I will no longer be a Giants fan. Like
how is that possible?
I know, but I'm saying this is like that is how committed to proving that I don't think that he will ever be the future of this franchise. That he's just another Daniel Jones doofus. That if he ends up being a multi-year starter for more than 5 years, I will get, because everyone always does the if this happens, I'll eat dog poop, all that crap. I will give up being a Giants fan because I was so wrong that I don't deserve to be a fan of that team.
While I think that your sentiment is pure and you have honesty in your heart, I cannot take you seriously because you have already walked back one of these before. So it holds
When
no weight.
When have I walked back?
Well, the Knicks stuff. When you abandoned the Knicks and then you went back to them.
That was for a very unique.
This seems unique as well.
Capable.
I'm just saying you walked one back before. I don't know if I'm giving you another denouncement.
That wasn't really a denouncement. That was just I give up.
Well,
I was sick of Dolan. Yeah, I was sick of Dolan.